Welcome to the Soulfire Podcast, where healing is raw, truth is sacred, and your story gets to burn and rebuild in the same breath. I'm Power Coach Alishia, pattern breaker, soul mirror, fire starter, and the unapologetic voice of the burn it down and rise anyways revolution. We don't fluff your wounds, we don't filter your truth, and we don't water down healing so that people stay comfortable. You've spent way too damn long proving your worth to people who only love the version of you that stayed small, quiet, and convenient. If you've ever swallowed your truth to keep the peace, shrunk yourself to stay chosen, or disappeared in your life, this season isn't just a reset or another motivational podcast. This is where you reclaim your voice, your fire, and your fucking self. I'll give you the truth that heals, frameworks that hold, and soul codes that will change how you live, lead, love, and rise. Lovey, come forward. It's time for you to embody your wholeness. And I'm not only leading this season, I'm living it right beside you. Let's fucking go. Listen up, because what I'm about to say is everything that you need. If you just honored this and you just lived by what I'm about to say, your entire life would do a 180 increase for the better, even if your life is the most amazing that it's ever been. The moment you stop overriding yourself, your soul, and it speaking to you and telling you exactly what the fuck you need, what the fuck to do, what to say yes to, what to say no to, how to move, how to create, how to build, where to work, what business, what partner, how to parent, all of it. As soon as you stop overriding all of that guidance is the moment that your entire life starts organizing around and for you in ways that you have never thought possible. So this episode is our last episode in the 5-part series that we've been doing for May, which is the Sacred Yes series. And in the last episode, we talked about alignment and what it actually looks like to make decisions from truth was the episode before that. And this is what happens when you fully commit to that, okay? Because overriding yourself is the real disconnect. And this episode is all about what happens when you stop overriding yourself. But said better, this is what happens when you trust yourself unequivocally, okay? Now, I want to walk through what overriding looks like. I mean, you should already know. I use should very purposely there. You should already know what overriding yourself looks like, but said differently, what overriding feels like. Ignoring what you feel, choosing what's easier, and then justifying it, right? Or choosing what's easier to justify in the first place. Staying where something feels off, or going through a massive rumination and negotiation process before you make the decision that's best for you. Like basically earning or proving that you deserve to be able to make that decision for yourself. Please understand that that's not required. When you make a decision for yourself, you make a decision for yourself. You don't have to earn it. You don't have to prove it. You don't have to over-explain it. What is it that they say? No is a complete sentence. Yes is a complete sentence, right? You don't have to explain any of these things. So going through this whole fucking deep analytical over processing time to come up with all the reasons why you should or should not do something is fucking pointless. It literally uses so much fucking energy and leaks it out the bottom. When you just make the decision and then spend your time and energy regulating your nervous system and learning to trust yourself and honoring what your soul says. Because every single time that happens, right, that you ignore what you feel or you choose what's easier to justify or you stay where something feels off or you spend this time in these over-processing and over-analyzing, you actually create distance from yourself. And when you create distance from yourself, you first and foremost create distance from your partner. So what ends up happening with that, then your energy and the way that you're processing logically and in your mind is you think that there's something wrong with your relationship with your partner. Okay. And so because you feel distant from them and you're now overanalyzing that relationship, you guys feel distant, there's this, there's that, and you turn it into it being about a relationship issue. But it is really an issue with you within yourself. Because write this the fuck down. The more connected you feel with yourself, the depth of that connection with yourself, the soul connection with yourself, the way you trust, the safety, the way you move, The deeper and stronger that is within you is the deeper and stronger that is with your fucking partner. Let me make this clear. You will never have a deeper, more beautiful relationship with your partner than you do with your fucking self. There is no way to do that. And if you spend your life attempting to do that, you end up feeling empty. Even if they do everything right, even if everything looks like it's going right, even if they've given you everything you've ever wanted, even if they are the best you've ever had. And the reason why that is because you're putting what you must and what is required for you to do and be and show up and have for yourself into someone or something else. I say this all the fucking time, and I bring this up incessantly in the 30-Day Soul Wealth and Relationship Reset Challenge. And that is this. Nothing that you are going to have and create and be is going to come from the outside of you. It comes from the fucking inside first. Then it shows up on the outside. There is no way to override this or to renegotiate this. I don't give a fuck whether or not you believe me. And if you don't buy into this, I'm not the coach for you. Because you'll spend your life trying to manage and control and contort and shrink and stuff and fit shit on the outside to change the way you feel on the inside, and it will not work. And it took me way too long to realize that my disconnection from my partners starts with my disconnection from myself. The majority of the time I'm feeling disconnected from myself first, and then I feel disconnected from them. But what I was doing was looking at what's going on in our relationship. Why do I feel this disconnected? Oh, we're not having deep conversation. Blah, 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 blah. But guess what? It wasn't that. It was me, how I feel, how I see, how I process, how I'm showing up, what I'm doing for myself first. And then when I looked at it, what I was doing in the relationship, how I was showing up in the relationship, because the way you are within yourself is the way you show up everywhere else. And there's, like I said, no negotiation. So when you're distanced from yourself, that distance shows up everywhere. In your decisions, your energy, your business, your relationships, how you parent, your friendships, fucking all of it. Because everything is being built from split alignment. Let me say that again. Because everything is being built from split alignment. That's what creates the distance. Okay. And the trust that we've been talking about is built through honoring yourself. If you haven't listened to the last 4 episodes, I highly recommend that you do. Every single month we do a new series here on the Soulfire Podcast, and the Sacred Yes has been fucking dynamite. Okay? And your self-trust is built by choosing yourself. So if you're thinking, you're actually creating self-distrust. If you're over processing in your mind, you're creating distrust within yourself, because it's built through your actions in choosing yourself over and over again. And when we're looking at your birth chart, we can see where you're overriding yourself, where your truth is the strongest, and where your decisions are designed to be made, right? That's why at the VIP level of the Queendom, you get the personalized birth chart soul and wealth course, because it's showing you all the things we're talking about. Every single podcast episode is going to come back to this because it's so fucking badass, because it's personalized to you, It's not a cookie cutter thing. It's literally what your chart reveals. Okay. So check it out in the link in the show notes. And if, like I said, like VIP is fucking bomb, and you get access for the whole year for that price. It's killer. But if that doesn't work, go with a premium membership. And if you can't swing that, then go for the lowest level. I promise you're blowing more money than that every single month. And the key is, when you stop overriding, everything else will start to clean itself up, because like we've been talking about, your energy stabilizes, which means your direction becomes clear, and then your decisions land. And this is where your power returns to yourself, because now your life is being built from truth and response. And before, your life was being built from reaction. Okay? Like, I talk a lot about myself. That's how I coach all the time. And when I say a lot about myself, as you know, I'm always telling you stories, the good, the bad, the fucking bullshit, the ugly, the sad, the hard ones. I share it here. And if I feel like I'm going to cry, if I feel like it's heavy, if I feel like it's hard, Fuck it. That's just what happens. I share it all here because it's intentional. It's not intentional to cry or to get fired the fuck up or to be elated. That's just my me being me, right? Authentically myself. However, what if everything that you've been forcing day in and day out in your life up to this point was never meant for you in the first place? What if? Well, I have a community that's built specifically for women just like you. And in this community, we go straight to your birth chart because this is where your real soul and wealth design lives. Inside the Queendom, every single month, we run 4 live sessions together. A wealth camp for your money, a soul camp for your healing, 2 soul money roadmap workshops to map your aligned path forward, all custom built around your birth chart and your soul's design. This is your missing piece because it's your design, your chart, your wealth frequency, and your soul. That's what makes it so freaking powerful. And when you join at VIP, you receive a fully personalized birth chart, soul, and wealth course that has 4 custom audios in there recorded specifically for you and your chart. It has your soul architecture, your healing patterns, your wealth wiring, your relationship dynamics, your relationship rhythm, your daily rhythm, how you're meant to make money, how you're meant to show up, what business you're meant to build. All of that is in there. And then it's all wrapped together in a very simple, easy to implement 90-day plan so that you can take that information and get it deployed in your life. So click the link in the show notes and get signed up for your free 7-day trial. Queen, come home because we're waiting for you. Allowing myself to show you the full spectrum is intentional because I spent a lot of my life hiding the emotions and the hurt, the pain, and showing the highlight reel. I would hide the anger or the different things. And one of the reasons why I started this podcast 5 years ago was for my own soul evolution. It really wasn't, this podcast, to tell you the truth, isn't for you. It never was. I never created this podcast for other people. When I created real life, real shit, real raw, here's what I was thinking. I want a place where I can go and be 100% authentically my fucking self. No filters, no bullshit. Just fucking lay it out, share what I want to share, say what I want to say how I fucking feel, mic drop that motherfucker, and exit that bitch. It was never designed for anyone else. And still to this day, I run my podcast episodes for my soul. That's why I cry. That's why I get fired up. That's why you have the elation. And that's why you have everything in between. Because this is who the fuck I am. This is my real life. This is my real shit. This is me real raw. And there's not very many places in the digital world that you find that. Like if you meet me in person, I'm this same fucking person. You're not going to meet me in person and go, oh, wow, she's so much different than I thought she was. No, I'm not. I'm this. Except for I'm hugging you, right? I'm reading your energy probably a hell of a lot stronger and probably in ways that you really didn't want anybody to know and see, but I can read souls like nobody's business. So it's just more of this. Right? This podcast isn't created so that you buy my shit. Of course I'm pitching my stuff because what I have is fucking brilliant. It'll change your life. It wasn't created so I could sell more though. That's not what it's here for. It's here for my own healing, my own journey, my own transformation, and for me to just share from my soul. And so it goes out publicly. Why? Because I know my story, my life, my shit, my rawness changes lives. I know it does. Because the world is so full of fake fucking bullshit and people performing all over the fucking place just so that they can make a fucking dollar. If you're going to spend $1 with me, you're going to spend $1 with me knowing who the fuck I am. Knowing my real shit. Knowing what I really go through. Knowing what I'm really fucking holding. Knowing when things are really fucking hard. And what I do to rise and to get through it, and my systems and my processes. And when I create something badass for sale, I'm going to share it. For free, I'm going to share it, right? That's just how I fucking roll because, again, Everything I do is literally for my wealth success, for my soul healing, for my, betterment of my relationships. And then in the middle of that, I'm a fucking human and I fail and I regress and I relapse and then I get frustrated with myself and this gets fucked up and that gets fucked up and I'm just irritated as shit. And you are human too. And the only way that we rise is by rising together. And if you listen to the opening of the Soulfire podcast, it's like, there's this line of journeying. Fuck, I just lost it. I lost it in my head, but where we journey through this life together, or we're journeying together through this thing called life, right? Like, I'm telling you, I promise you, just, this isn't a front. This isn't a show. I'm not saying what I say to get you to buy from me. I'm not doing what I do so that this can build my business. My podcast, I promise myself, would never be for that. And any moments along the way over the last 5 years that have gotten into that, where it feels like the reason why I'm doing it is for money and I'm stressing and monetize and da-da-da, I'm like, fuck that. What do you need to come back in? What do you need for that alignment? Because that's not why you build this. You will never change the tagline. You'll never hide behind shit, and you're not making it about money. That's not why you built this. You built this like a fucking therapy session for yourself. So what's missing? And you know what I find when I start to see myself drifting? Well, you know what I'm missing? Is sometimes I'll pull back and not tell as many stories, or I'm depending too much on like my notes instead of my soul riffing, or I'm going through something so heavy that I'm holding it too tight and too close. And those are the moments that I stopped remembering why I did the podcast in the first place. Now, I doubt you're going to notice that, like going through the 5 seasons, because I'm so fucking real and raw as a human. And I'm like the variable in the world. Everywhere I go, I'm shaking up the space. I'm shaking up the room. I'm shaking up souls. I'm shaking up ways people think. I'm shaking up ways people operate. I'm shaking up ways people move. And I'm not even doing it on purpose. It's just because I'm me. So you'll probably go through these 5 seasons and never know where I got off track, because I'm so fucking real that it's hard to find that. But again, I do this for me. So it's not about whether or not you feel that. It's about whether or not I feel that. And why am I sharing this with you? Because we just went through 5 episodes of A Sacred Yes. We went through trusting ourselves and what happens when you override yourself, right? We went through what alignment looks like and about alignment being built, right? And it's not just something that you're tapping into. It's something that you build like a fucking muscle. And the 5 seasons of this podcast fit this series perfectly. It's the sacred yes for continually coming home to myself and my soul, and how I show up and how I deliver and what I give. In my world, there are 3 main rules that we go by, or 3 main mottos that we go by, and these are embedded in everything that I do. Okay. The first one is value added is worth more than the price paid. This podcast is about the value that I add to myself by showing the fuck up and being who I am unapologetically, even when it's messy, even with, oh, maybe I shouldn't have said that, or, ooh, maybe I said too much, or man, that was kind of aggressive, or God, you were really like over the top with excitement today, or whatever the fuck it was, right? Like, it's about adding that value to myself first and foremost, and then you get it secondarily. Everywhere else in my world, it's about adding the value to you and me doing what I love. But here, this is for me, right? So value added is worth more than the price paid. You will always get more value than the time or money that you invested in something with me. That is what I live by. I have lived by that motto since I've been in business 14 years as a coach. Okay. So if you're always wondering, like, I wonder what happens in her programs. I wonder how much more she gives. I wonder if she just fucking regurgitates this shit and that's what I end up paying for. No, ma'am. That's not what it is. You get more, deeper. Every fucking thing you pay for in time or money is well more worth than the time or money you invested for it. That's why this is a podcast that you should bookmark and listen to and show up for, because it's not about taking money from you. It's about adding value to myself and giving myself my therapy and creating a container for myself that I'm always safe in. right? And then secondarily, you get to see me do that. You get to receive the benefit of that. And you get to learn how to do the same fucking thing for yourself, in your soul, in your life, and how you move and how you show up, right? The next rule that we have is think bigger. Always think bigger than what you're thinking right now, because you have more to give to you, which means you have more to give to others. But if you first and foremost attempt to give to others at more and more and more, it depletes you and you don't have enough to give. And now it's at the expense of yourself. And here's, where you get the anxiety diagnosis, depression diagnosis, all these other autoimmune disease diagnoses, all this shit comes from. That's the sacrifice. That was the trade-off that you made, right? So think bigger and be bolder. Okay. So this is just the second rule. It's think bigger, be bolder, make no excuses. So be bolder. Quit fucking being scared, right? Quit fucking playing it safe. You're here to just see what happens. So let's fucking go. You want to feel alive? You want to feel more excited than you ever have before? You want to feel like just elated inside of yourself? Then be bolder. Step the fuck up. Step the fuck out. Quit letting fear stop you. Because fear is just telling you, hey, you're about to up level. So do you want to keep staying where you are? Do you want to stay comfortable? Are you fucking ready? And you know what? You usually choose that you're not ready. You usually choose to let that fear pull you back. And then that's why you're so fucking frustrated with your life and yourself and how you move, because you know that you're meant for more and you tell yourself you don't know what that is. Maybe if you got the fuck out of your way and you thought bigger and you were more bold. And third, you made no fucking excuses for yourself, because no excuse is good enough. Just maybe you would see what you were made for. And just maybe you would realize that what you were made for makes you feel so fucking phenomenal that the biggest question you're going to ask yourself is, why the fuck did I wait so long? And my third rule is no trying. Try equals fail. Anytime you say you are going to try to do something, you never fucking do it. So stop saying you'll try, say you'll do your best, and actually do your fucking best. Don't use that as a cop-out either. Don't say you're doing your best when you're really not. You'll know when you're doing your best because you'll feel that you're doing your best. You won't have to use it as a defense because you'll just know. If you're using I'm doing my best as a defense, then you're probably not doing your best. There's other layers to that. I will say that, right? So there's like a little asterisk there that we're not going to go into right this second. Value added is worth more than the price paid. Think bigger, be bolder, make no excuses. And no excuse is good enough even if you think it is. And lastly, try equals fail. Always do your fucking best or don't even start in the first fucking place. So I guess this is like a reintroduction to Power Coach Alishia. This is a reintroduction to my world and me. This is a reintroduction to the Soulfire Podcast and what the fuck it's for. And I hope that this episode becomes my number one played episode, because this episode is the reason why I do what I do. It starts with me. It starts with how I feel. It starts with how I'm lit up. It starts with how I am aligned. It starts with me being in my rhythm, my flow, my calibration. It starts with my fucking happiness. Even on the worst days, it starts there. I show up mad. I show up sad. I show up frustrated. I show up happy. I show up elated. I show up misaligned. I show up out of rhythm, and all of those things, because it matters for me to get to where I want to be. And until you have that conviction for yourself, you're going to keep cycling these shitstorms. You're going to keep plummeting yourself. You're going to keep sacrificing yourself. You're going to keep fucking focusing on shit outside yourself and making excuses for choosing that, instead of rising the fuck up and telling yourself, I'm going to think bigger. I'm going to be bolder. I'm going to make no excuses, because no excuse is good enough even when I think it is, because I fucking deserve this. This is the moment where everything locks in, Queen. This is where identity, frequency, and alignment all fucking come together. So there's my story. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing. And I didn't even plan to say that in this episode. And literally, I think that that's fucking perfect because this is what this entire May series has been walking you through, okay? We started by opening the truth that your soul has always known, and then we moved into the frequency you're building from. From there, we went into the story shaping your money and then what that alignment looks like. And then we wrapped it with this session where this is where it all lands. Because the moment you stop overriding yourself is the moment your soul actually leads. And if you've missed any of these episodes, go back. There's 5 of them. Okay? Episodes 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 are all the Sacred Yes series. And this is just the beginning of how fucking powerful season 5 of Wealth in My Frequency is going to be. So go back and walk them all the way out. And my love, I'm with you every single step of the way on this journey through this thing called life. Everything I do here is on purpose. And this was meant to be the beginning of your return. If you land, connect with, resonate with anything that I have said in this episode and any of the past episodes, then your ass better be inside of the Queendom. Because the Queendom is like this on steroids. And more customized to you, and more support, and more seeing, hearing, and understanding you. Because once I read your energy, even through a computer screen and what you type, you'll never feel more seen, heard, and understood than you will be by me. I'm telling you, I put that out there. I am phenomenal at it, and that's why people stay with me. That's why people trust me. And if they drift away, it's the same reason why they come back. Because in the Queendom is where we actually do this work. So check out the link in the show notes. Join at whatever fucking level. You get a 7-day free trial no matter what. Start the 30-day soul wealth relationship reset to shift you from being in a pattern loop that is destructive and get you on the direction of where you're meant to go. And declare this truth right fucking now for yourself. I trust what I know and I build from it fully. I trust what I know and I build from it fully. I trust what I know and I build from it fully. And remember this, girlfriend, you are worth it. You are always worth it. You have always been worth it. And the world needs who you were made to be. And let me just put this very plain. So it's time to fucking show up every single day as the badass you are and slay. I'm Power Coach Alishia, and I'll see you next time. Oh my gosh, Queen, thank you so much for being here because we're all in this together through this journey called life. And if something landed for you today, if something moved inside of you in this episode and you felt that fire light the fuck up in you, then your next step is to step forward for yourself into the Queendom because this is where we do this work together, live, every single month. The soul work, the healing, the wealth blueprint, all tied to your birth chart and your soul's design. So just click the link in the show notes to start your free 7-day trial and know that this castle was built for you. We will see you inside.